How many types of Goblin raid are there? If your answer is 3, then you are wrong. There are some rubes who might tell you that there are farm raids, forest raids, and mine raids, but the real gamers know that there are 2 types of raids. Raids where goblins gather items, and raids where goblins do not gather items. This is indicated by the messages that appear above their heads. If you've ever dashed over to a raid as soon as you've seen the chat notification and dispatched the goblins quickly, you might have found that you didn't get very many drops directly from the goblins. This is because the goblins haven't had time to talk and randomly gather items. I got very few seeds from this farm raid at the start of the wave. Conversely, if you've ever arrived a few minutes late to a raid, you'll have been blessed with an abundance of drops. Goblins will gather some total of items and then instantly despawn. In this instance, I was able to get quite a few more logs, thanks to the log box. I found that raids generally take between 5 and 9 minutes to reach their item cap, with some RNG-based variation. However, there are exceptions to this. The 4 mine raids and the Lumbridge farm raid. These goblins do not gather items, and consequently, they will never reach the item cap that causes them to despawn. These raids will endure for 25 minutes before Commander Yodri appears, 5 minutes before the next wave of raids. Raids will generally spawn at the same time across all worlds, so from the moment you see the chat announcement for a raid, you have roughly a 9-minute window where you'll be able to hop world and have a high chance of finding a raid before it despawns, assuming no one else has beaten you to it. An experienced player should be able to clear about 4 in this time. After that period, only the other 5 raids will persist, so there's a lessened chance that you'll find one when hopping. For someone who doesn't want to waste their time hopping worlds too much, I think the best use of your time would be to raid for 9 minutes per half hour, and then do some other activity while you wait for the next wave. However, if you're trying to do as many raids as you can in a short period of time, keep hopping world throughout the 25-minute window to see if you're lucky enough to find one of the longer despawn timer raids. This information is all well and good, but how do you find these raids if you're not around to see the chat notification? When you've got raid notifications turned on, there will be icons on your world map showing you where active goblin raids are and where Commander Yodri is. I like to turn off all other map icons so it's much easier to scan and see where these are. You could also zoom out on the map to give yourself a much smaller area to scan. Of course, this only gives you a view of the overground, so to check for the rather ambiguously named Taverley Mine raid, you'll have to select Burthorpe Underground from the drop-down. Good raider drops are the primary motivator for clearing raids. Hollowtoof has a 1 in 256 chance of dropping any good item, so that kind of works out at 1 in 768 for each. With average luck, each raid is worth 165k. That's 125k from good drops and roughly 40k from other raid rewards. Depending on how fast you're clearing raids, you can be rewarded with over 4 mil GP per hour, assuming you get 1 of each good item every 768 kills. At this rate, you'll also be earning quite a respectable 165k combat XP per hour. While there are methods that will reward you with higher XP rates, the time saved from clay and log rewards might just give raids the edge as an efficient way for Iron Men to train combat. I know I haven't really talked about how to clear raids in this video, and that's intentional. Everyone engages with combat in this game according to the way they want to play it. My method essentially boils down to drawing in the goblins and then using area of effect abilities to damage them simultaneously. But others might prefer to safe spot, or even use legacy. Whether you choose to play my way or the wrong way, I'm hopeful that the information I've shared in this video will put you in good stead to clear more raids per wave in whatever way you see fit.